It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and I'm really excited to bring you a new beer, or a new brewery to me, and this is their first beer that I'm going to try from them. This is by Dunham Massey Brewing Company, and this is their Dunham Dark Mild at 3.8% ABV. Brewed in Oldfield Lane, Dunham Massey. I really do like a mild ale. We've got a black bottle cap on this one, jet black bottle. And I want to say a massive thank you to Matt. Matt, who contacted and said, hey, can I send you some beer? Yeah, absolutely you can. Thank you very much. We really appreciate that. Let's have a look at this bottle opener, I think. Whoa, look at that. Finally worked it out. Always the thought of beer spilling makes me jump. You don't want to spill your beer, do you? Or you don't want to lose any of your beer. So we're going to pour this slowly. It wants to create a rather large head on this one. I'm not sure if it's bottle conditioned. It kind of seems that way. I can smell a lot of the roasted malt even from this kind of half arm's distance. I can also smell the yeast esters a little bit coming through. So I think this might be, well, no, yes, absolutely. I'm going to probably leave the rest of the bottle for a moment, and then we'll get into the rest of the beer. So we've got a 2-finger tan coloured head. Good levels of carbonation in the beer. It's a jet black beer in the glass. But have a look quietly or carefully at the bottom of the glass. You can just see the little bits of sediment floating around. What I'll do, once I've drank some of the beer, I'll show you what the sediment looks like in the bottle. I'll get the whole bottle in the glass. But let's do a review of it not so yeast forward, because some of the brewers, they don't want you to add all of that yeast to the beer. But I like to do it on a YouTube video just to kind of give an example of what it looks like. Aroma. Oh yeah. It's that dark, mild, .8% ABV, but it's got this wonderful it's malt and hops, malt, hops and yeast. So the roasted malt is coming through. It's kind of biscuity, chocolatey, little bit of coffee in there. And then you have this real spiciness coming through, this real kind of peppery spiciness on the aroma, with kind of mixed dark fruits as well. And then a little bit of that kind of yeast esters coming through. A little bit of that fruity yeast as well. So without further ado, let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Brilliant. Stone the Crow's brilliant. Really good beer. At 3.8% ABV, there's flavours here. Well, let's talk about the mouthfeel first and foremost. It's a very refreshing mouthfeel. But there's a lot of carbonation in there. You've probably seen the carbonation when I first poured the beer. It created a 2 to 3 finger head. but the carbonation pushes the beer around the inside of the mouth. It's light, it's fluffy, it's airy, it's very drinkable and refreshing, but there's still a bit of a creamy, rich mouthfeel there from the amount of malt they've added to the beer, really. That kind of roasted malt has given a bit of a creamy, rich taste to it. Mouthfeel. Taste is fantastic. Taste is kind of spicy, peppery, bitter hops on the back end. A little bit of sweet malt in there. And then some fantastic roasted malt too. This is, I mean, we're talking about this beer on February, well, it's transfer deadline day, February the 3rd, 2025. I've done a lot of non-alcoholic beers over the last few weeks on the channel. Really boring. I'll be honest with you guys. I was thinking about doing one of those kind of health update videos again, just to tell you kind of how things are with me. I mean, everything's kind of more or less tickety-boo type of thing, you know, but I did quite a bit of non-alcoholic beer in January, as most of you know. So this is standing here in the first working day of February, drinking a proper beer, as I like to call it, and it's such a different experience standing in front of a camera talking to you guys, but drinking a proper beer, not that non-alcoholic stuff. I found it really boring at the end. What a beer to come back into. First working beer of the working year for me, really. February. Roll on a lot of decent beer for 2025. So the hops are traditional hops. They're quite fruity. It's a beautiful beer. It really is a beautiful beer. It's a beer that, I mean, if I was at the brewery, it's a beer that I'd be quite happy. I could drink 6 pints of the stuff. It's really good. And to be honest with you, awful as it sounds, I don't know where Dunham Massey is. I'm very sorry to people who are probably local watching this, but yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know. So you'll have to comment in the comments box. Is it north, south, east, west? Where are we? So I promised to show you the bottle conditionedness of this beer. Have a look at the beer as it is now. And now have a look at the beer when I add that yeast to it. Some beers are really quite yeasty with the bottle conditioning. Some of it is not so. There's, I suppose, what you'd call it, speckles of yeast in this glass. Oh yeah, have a look. Well, you can see it there, all speckles of yeast, more yeast in the glass, but a really good mild. Thank you very much to Matt for sending. Oh, adding more of that yeast now is offering up much more of a fruity, like kind of floral, berry-like flavour. Beautiful, beautiful beer. Stone the Crows, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.